Good morning. Today we'll start with Emily Dickinson's one of the poems that is prescribed, that is, I Felt a Funeral in My Brain. So we'll start with the poem. I felt a funeral in my brain, and mourners to and fro kept treading till it seemed that sense was breaking through. So Emily Dickinson in this poem writes everything through a keen sense of hearing. She hears all that is going around her and she feels it, but she cannot see it. First, she says that she felt a funeral in her brain. The beginning of this poem is very striking to the readers. Many people have been to a funeral, seen a funeral, or heard about a funeral, but this opening line causes the readers to wonder what it would be like to feel a funeral. Many can relate to some event in his or her life because they have felt grief and sorrow before. However, as Dickinson continues to describe the sounds and feelings she experiences, the readers soon become aware that this is not a normal feeling of sorrow or grief that comes from a loss. This is something different and entirely personal. So the speaker describes the treading. She can hear and feel people walking around, to and fro, means nearby. She can hear people walking around. And for a moment, she thinks that maybe she will be able to understand what is that she is experiencing. This is why she says that she thinks that sense was breaking through. Dickinson has used capitalized letters for the words she wants to or she wishes to personify as if they were proper nouns, actual beings. The funeral is capitalized because it is as if it is a separate being that she is encountering or seeing. Likewise, brain is again capitalized because it is almost as if her own brain is existing apart from herself or her body in this experience. The mourners are, of course, people, and so they have been given the capitalized letter for a proper noun. And when they all were seated, a service like a drum kept beating till I thought my mind was going numb. When her surroundings finally quiet down, the speaker can feel the silence and knows that the mourners have been seated for the funeral. Means that the funeral is about to take place, that everyone has settled around, so there's no hum around and there's silence everywhere. That is when she hears the drum roll in her mind. Again, the drum is capitalized here because it is as if it were a separate entity or separate being, which is personified as the one bringing the bad news. Means it's the drum is announcing the bad news, and it kept beating until she thought she would lose consciousness altogether. Her mind, like her brain, seems to exist as a separate being altogether. The word numb is also capitalized to personify it as something that is taking over her mind. And then I heard them lift a box and creak across my soul. With those same boots of lead again, then space began to toll. So now the speaker's sense of hearing and ability to feel are still the primary focus of I felt a funeral in my brain. And she describes the sound of a box being lifted. Box is also capitalized to signify its importance. The second line of the stanza signifies something which is very important. As the speaker hears a box being lifted, she also feels something creak across her soul. This hints that the funeral she has felt is actually her own, means she can hear the box in which she has been laid down for her final rest, and she can hear even the creaking sound of the box in which she has been laid down. This hints that actually she is imagining her own funeral. This is why she cannot see anything. She can, however, feel it, and she is only partly conscious of what is going on around her. When the box is lifted, however, and she feels it, the readers can, or we can, begin to understand that this is in fact her own funeral. Perhaps we can understand this before the speaker herself is able to. In this stanza, in the third line, she is being carried in her coffin to her burial place. And the sound of those who carry her there is like boots of lead. Again, these words, boots and lead, are capitalized because it is as if they are the ones doing the job, or they are doing the action of carrying her in her coffin. The final line in this stanza says that the space began to tall. The speaker can feel herself moving through space. She can hear the sound of the boots on the ground, but she cannot see what is happening because she is imagining her own funeral. She can't see anything, but she can hear everything what is happening around her. As all the heavens were a bell, and being but an ear, and I, and silence, some strange race wrecked, solitary here. So at this point in the poem, it seems that the speaker is beginning to become aware of where she is and what is happening around her. She mentions heaven and the possibility that it is ringing its bells for her. Means that the heaven is in a way welcoming her with the ringing of the bells, and she being only an ear, because she is just able to hear, she can't see anything. So she being only an ear can hear heaven calling to her. She cannot see what is going on around her, but she can hear and feel everything. And in this stanza, she even begins to hear a metaphorical bell. The words bell and ear are again capitalized because she suggests that she herself has become nothing but an ear, and the bell is also a separate being that is calling to her. In the third line, the speaker realizes that she has become something of a strange being. She is not among the human race anymore. This is why she says that she has become some strange race. The word silence is capitalized because it is personified as something that surrounds her and is hovering over her and does not allow her to speak. It is what has made her a strange race, a race that is not human. She is not anymore a part of the human race. So she becomes aware that she is alone, she is destroyed and alone. This is why she says that she is wrecked and solitary. And then a plank in reason broke, and I dropped down, and hit a world at every plunge, and finished knowing then. So in this final stanza, the final rites are over with. The speaker becomes entirely aware of what has been happening to her. The funeral she had felt in her brain was her own. The coffin was her own. The boots of lead were those of her own pallbearers or pallbearers. She is silent because she is dead. She is blind because her eyes have been closed in death. She can hear and she can feel, but she is no longer a living, breathing human being. This is the speaker's terrifying description of her own death. In the first line of this stanza, she describes the plank or piece of wood that broke as her coffin was lowered into the earth. She says that it broke in reason, because this is the moment when she became aware of what was actually happening. The word reason is again capitalized because it is personified as the one who finally broke through the speaker and causing her to become fully aware of what was happening to her. And as she dropped down and down means as her coffin was lowered, she claims that she hit a world at every plunge, means with every drop of the coffin, worlds of different thoughts hit her as she plunged into her final resting place. Perhaps she felt confusion, panic, wonder, maybe even acceptance of what was happening. The speaker does not explicitly explain the content or significance of the words that she experienced as she was being lowered into her grave. But she does reveal that when she came to the very bottom of her grave, the full realization of her own death dawned on her. Thank you.